Hello and welcome to another Spectrum Geeks video. My name is Dale, and in today's video we're talking about the newly released Polestar 4. So thanks for tuning in this video. If you're new to the channel, you won't know that I currently have a Polestar 2 which I've had for 3 years, and overall the car has been fantastic. And for the first time in a while, actually, there's not really been another car that I've been thinking about changing to. There is the Polestar 3, which I'm still overdue on doing a video on, but that was a little bit kind of different to what I would like. But with the Polestar 4 now being available, I thought I would talk to you a little bit about the specs, my thoughts on it, and then we'll configure one to the specs that I would like and see how things compare. So Polestar 4 though, like all electric vehicles, it's not cheap, so we will talk about the pricing and see what the final model cost is, but let's jump into it. So the Polestar 4, where does it fit in the Polestar segment? So we've got the Polestar 1, which is the original kind of hybrid one, and the Polestar 2, like I have. We had the Polestar 3 launched a bit recently, and then obviously the Polestar 4 coming out now. We've got the Polestar 5, which I think was their prototype one, but interestingly the Polestar 4 actually sits in between the 2 and the 3 in terms of its size and its cost, everything like that. So the Polestar 4 is about 2.2 tons, and it comes in two variants. There is a single range long motor and a dual motor long range. Now if you go for the single motor, that's got a WLTP rating of 376 miles, whereas the dual range one has slightly less at 360 miles WLTP. One thing that is interesting about this Polestar 4, the front motor can disengage on those longer journeys to try and make things a little bit more efficient. In terms of power, if you do go for the single range long motor, it is rear wheel drive and has around 268 brake horsepower, whereas the Polestar 4 with the dual motor has 536 brake horsepower. I think this is the most powerful Polestar that they have made to date, with the single motor doing 0 to 60 in about 6.8 seconds, but that dual motor one having a 0 to 60 of just 3.8 seconds. Both of them have the same battery size, so a 100 kilowatt battery with 94 kilowatts of that being actual usable for obviously the vehicle to drive and power all the systems. Now the biggest kind of elephant in the room, I guess, with the Polestar 4 is it has no rear windscreen. I'm a bit mixed on this myself, but Polestar say with its kind of really kind of amazing rear camera, it's kind of got better visibility than you would have with just the rear windscreen, and it enables the interior to be designed slightly differently, so you get a little bit more space and legroom in there. So when you look at the rear mirror, it has a high definition screen which obviously you can toggle on and off, so if you want to be able to see your passengers in the back, you can as well. The other thing about the Polestar 4 is it's its own unique platform, so it's not based on the same platform as the Polestar 2, which was, I don't think, ever originally designed to be a battery vehicle. And I think the Polestar 3 uses a slightly different chassis as well. So with that rear window, the other thing that I personally am somewhat conscious of, even though it is a hatchback, which is great if you're a dog owner, obviously not having that screen may not be best for Fido. But one thing that I need to check in real life, really, there is a kind of tray that kind of pulls over the top of the luggage compartment, and you can pop that out, and it looks like it gives, I'm just guessing from what I've seen in the pictures, maybe 10 to 15 centimeters of kind of light that would come from the cabin area into the boot, so it wouldn't be completely black out for your dog. So I think that's an interesting thing to keep in mind. So in terms of the vehicle itself, interior, a bit like we're familiar with Polestars, really nice interior, even though it has got a completely flat design chassis. They've stayed with a theme that they have for the Polestar 2 and the Polestar 3. You've got a kind of large center console. It's got a couple of cup holders in there, wireless charging for your phone, and then again just a single turn dial which only controls volume and play and pause on the center console. There's no gear selectors or anything like that like we have on the Polestar 2. That's now up as a stalk off the steering wheel column, which again, that doesn't really bother me either way. Quite American, I think, in terms of its design. And then the other thing that's a bit different about the Polestar 4 is that we have a landscape center console screen as opposed to portrait like having a Polestar 2, and that's 15.4 inches. So pretty good. There's also still a kind of driver's display above the steering wheel, which I love. I'm not a massive fan of the Tesla kind of only center console version, and that is a 10.2 display. And here in the UK, as standard, we will get a heads-up display as well on the Polestar 4. So I think that's pretty good. From the pictures, again, looks like it's pretty spacious, especially in the back. Looks like there's loads of legroom. Even though it has that kind of coupe style, it is still 3 seats in the back, with the 2 outer seats being able to kind of lean back and get extra comfortable because, again, due to the way that there's no rear screen, it can kind of glide back and kind of have you in a more relaxed seating position. And you've still got the same panoramic roof over the top, so that is providing lots of light. And there's also lots of ambient light systems inside the Polestar 4. I think it looks a bit like a spaceship from some of the night images, so I think it'd be quite an interesting place to be, even though you don't have that rear windscreen as well. In terms of storage, in the back, it is a hatchback. The other one thing that Polestar say about the advantage of not having the rear windscreen is they can have the top bit all padded, so obviously you can really load up everything in there and not have to worry about the rear windscreen be obstructed when you go on holiday, or if you're taking loads of stuff to the tip. So 526 litres of space in the rear boot itself. There is a lower boot compartment like we have in the Polestar 2 that has 31 litres of storage, and at the front, in the frunk or the fruit or the front bonnet area, whatever you want to call it, is 15 litres of storage. And I think finally thing to say, we spoke a bit about obviously the battery size and the range. In terms of charging, so it can take 200 kilowatts charging, so that's up on the 150 that we have with the Polestar 2. Also supports a 22 kilowatt onboard charger for AC charging if you have the power to deliver that. And not available on release, but coming in the following months, is vehicle to load as well. So that'd be an adapter that you can buy to charge, things off of your car, whether that be at camping or at home. So I think the car looks really interesting. I think it does look really good. I really love the styling, just not 100% sure on what that rear windscreen means, especially for people like me that have a dog. Definitely need to try it in person before I would consider buying one. But talking of buying one, let's have a look at how much it would cost if I was to configure the spec that I wanted. So let's pop over onto the screen and go through the configurator. Okay, so before we go through the configurator, let's just talk quickly about the standard kind of pricing. So the long range single motor is $59,990. The dual motor long range is $66,990. So again, not a cheap car. No electric cars are, but just to give kind of some frame of reference, especially for me personally, just over 3 years ago, I bought my Polestar 2 dual motor performance edition, all the packs. So basically top spec launch edition that you could get with rubber carpet mats and kind of a boot protector mat, and that cost me £54,050. So again, even the base spec is costing more than this Polestar 2 cost me. So that, again, that's always a consideration. I know lots of people do end up leasing their vehicles. I know already from my quick checks, if I was to do a private lease of the spec that I would like, we're talking about £1,000 a month. That's a lot of money for a car, even if you're leasing. So again, I'm still really happy with the Polestar 2. These pricing things do put me off a little bit, if I'm honest, but we have to see kind of how things look in the future. So let's pop onto the configurator and go through the options. Okay, so here we have it. I would go for the long range dual motor. Again, I'm not a massive fan of the color options that are available here. So we've got space, which is basically black. We have a gold. We have electron. We have snow and magnesium. But the color I would probably go for is storm, seeing as the midnight blue that I have at the moment isn't available. In terms of interior, got a couple of options. The bio attributed micro mesh tech in charcoal, the same again but in zinc. I would probably go for just a standard charcoal myself. I think that looks pretty good on the inside. I wouldn't bother with the Napa leather, but let's just see how much that costs. So another £3,990 if I went for Napa leather, but I've been really happy with the kind of Microtech stuff in the Polestar 2, so I will stay with that. I would want the Plus pack, which is included here. You can see that's got the Pixel LED headlights, Harman Kardon premium sound, etc. I would want the Pilot pack as well, because I think in the future it's going to have some of the more self-driving options as well. So we go for that. That's another £1,300. I'm not going to go for the Pro pack because I would want the Performance pack. So that gives us the nice forged wheels, the gold calipers, gold seat belts, all the nice stuff that comes with that. Looking pretty good so far. Electronic glass roof. Now, electrochromatic. Personally, I'm not going to bother with this. £1,700 option. I've never had a situation in the Polestar 2 where I wished that was a feature, so I would leave that out. Now, body coloured lower cladding is something that might be of interest. If you see the difference here, it's black here and then body coloured. I think actually I would just leave it black. So I think it's a gloss black as opposed to the kind of rubberized, kind of plasticky kind of feel we have in the Polestar 2, which I would change. But I will go for privacy glass on the rear windows, probably just to have it done from manufacturer. Probably cost about half that if you were to get it done independently, but we'll keep with that. Wheels, again, we've got different wheel options, but again, because we've got the Performance pack, we've got the nice forged alloys, so we won't change that. I would like the tow bar, so I can tow my Hero Camper Ranger. That's actually one thing that's interesting about the Polestar 4. Look at that, we've got a 200 kilogram towing capacity, which is up 500 kilograms on the Polestar 2, and also the tow ball pressures up from 90 to 110 kilograms as well. So Polestar 4 is definitely better for towing. In terms of charging, don't need the charging cover because of the snow. Cable for charging at home. You'd think that would be included, wouldn't you? I'm going to leave that off because obviously I have the Zappy, but you probably would want that actually. We're going to add it because if you're going camping and stuff, you'd want to take that with you. It's a shame that's not included. Don't need any of the other ones. Exterior. Don't need roof racks. Don't want mud flaps. No, thank you. And then finally on the interior, I would get the matte protection. Even though it's £200, you can get cheaper options. I would get the rubber floor mats, like I have already, and I wouldn't bother with the sunshade. Don't need a waste bin. Don't want people eating in there. Don't need a tissue holder. Don't want the adapter for a bottle holder either. And that's it. So the price to me would be £75,690 as a private customer. What's it say if you're a company car? No? Okay. How do I change it back to private? And are there any options for financing? What's it say on here? We'll see for leasing. Okay, we have to remove those. Here, look at that. £1,012 and £18 per month. I don't know. Polestar 4, it's a great car, but that is a lot of money to be paying per month, isn't it? So if you think that's over, what is it? That's 4 years, isn't it? So you're going to have paid basically £48,000 for the privilege. Don't know. Let me know down in the comments what you think of the Polestar 4. Also let me know what you think about leasing, because again, I've never leased a car other than when I had company cars back in the day. I've always bought them outright. Obviously there is some monetary loss there, but you have a sale of the car to go through to your next one. So let me know what you think of the Polestar 4. Leave any feedback, questions and other comments down in the comments section. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you like it, please leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Really helps the channel. If you want to support the channel a little bit more, you can by become a Spectrum Geeks YouTube member. It costs you just 99 pence a month. You can cancel it whenever you want. There will be some more Polestar 2 videos coming in the future, but I'm still really busy with this house renovation. And also, if you are looking to save money with your car charging at home, consider signing up to Octopus Energy. If you use my referral link that's down in the description, you will get £50 credited to your account, as will I. And I've got a video to come in the future about the intelligent Octopus tariff that I've been trying out for the last couple of months. So take care of yourself. Thanks very much for watching. Until the next video, goodbye for now.